If you like all flash and no substance, if you hate efficiency, well then I have the perfect building for you. You should build an A-frame. And in today's video, I'm gonna tell you all the reasons why A-frames are so stupid. And we all kind of knew that already, right? Right? Kicking things off, coming right out of the gate, A-frames are stupid because of the slanted walls, just because of what they are as a whole. Since the walls don't go straight up, all of the walls inside are slanted. And what that does is it's a terrible use of space. You essentially are cutting off so much more usable space in your building because they're angled in because it looks cute. With this lack of space, you now have a lack of storage space. When you look at all these cutesy pootsy A-frames that you see here on YouTube, don't they all look so bright and airy and empty? Well, that's because they have to be. There's no place for storage. I've seen videos where people are hiding storage underneath their beds. People are having issues with their closets and not having any closet space. It is just a terrible use of space if you're trying to build something that's efficient and something that makes any type of logical sense. It's just dumb. Because of that, the slanted walls, there's no wall space to hang anything. You're not going to hang photos or artwork off the sides because they'd be like slanted down and they'd look stupid. So you really only have the back wall and the front wall. And if you're like me, your back wall is 99% glass. So in my A-frame, I'm stuck only building things on that front wall. You want to add more windows? You have no space. You want to hang up artwork inside? You barely have any space. You want to add more vents so that way you can get more airflow? No space. You want to add a wood stove inside? Well, guess what? You need a flat wall to pull it out of. And you only have that front wall. No space again. You want to push furniture up against something? No space, because the walls are slanted, so you have to push the furniture up against the front wall or the back wall. That's about it. It is so nerve-wracking, but hey, they look cute from the outside. Am I right or am I right? Speaking of them looking cute from the outside, when you see an A-frame from the outside, they look so nice, right? Well, have you ever thought about the fact that you're looking at damn near 80% roof? The thing is all roof. Most A-frames are all roof. If you want to make the A-frame larger, you're essentially expanding the space of the roof because the front wall and the back wall are only going to be so large. So normally if you want to make an A-frame larger, you make it longer. You don't really like make it a giant pyramid. You extend the building. And by doing so, you actually extend the amount of roofing that you need. The whole building is all roof. I don't know if that's a good thing to you, if you are just obsessed with the way that roofs look, or if it's a bad thing, which it probably is. Let's thinking about it. Sheathing or any other exterior matter for the front wall or the back wall, they only cost so much. Metal roofing? Yeah, bud, that's gonna cost more than that. Something that lasts a long time and needs to protect you from hailstorms and trees falling on your building, yeah, that's gonna be a lot more than some type of wood front or plastic front. Keep those things in mind. So with the A-frame being all roof, while you're picking the color of your roof or what material of your roof, spend a ton of time there and spend big bucks because that is essentially your entire, that's the bones of your structure. When people look at it, that's all they'll see. And also in terms of structural integrity or anything of that nature, you live and die by the roof because your building is all roof. I mean, roofs are always important, but with an A-frame, you just have to be like a roof fanatic. Again, they look beautiful from the outside because of that high pitch. But what that also does is it gives you a ton of headroom inside of your A-frame that is essentially unusable. Most A-frames, if it's a tiny A-frame, that top little diamond at the top or that top triangle, absolutely no space whatsoever. But let's say you're building a full A-frame home. Okay, cool. Good job. Full A-frame home. You're smarter than me, right? Your second floor, the slant on the walls are going to be so harsh, you're going to have absolutely no space. Again, no space to hang anything up on, no space to put any furniture up against. Your entire second floor is going to be awkward. That doesn't even take into account getting up to the second floor. Oh, you want to be space efficient? Well, then you're going to build a ladder. I hope you enjoy climbing ladders every day going up and down. Most people put their beds up on that second floor. Well, guess what, buddy? If you have to go tinkle in the middle of the night, you have to scale a ladder. I mean, it's insane. It really does make no sense, and it kind of is stupid. But if you're not going to do a ladder, you say, I'm just going to make a regular staircase. Okay, fine. That staircase is going to take up a ton of space as it's slanted going up and down. It's going to take up the already little bits of space that you have in your downstairs floor space, if you get what I'm saying. Now you can make the second floor staircase go directly towards the front wall or that front door. That's going to take up a ton of space. If you angle it going down the side slant on the A-frame, well, guess what, buddy? As you're going down, if you're taller like I am, you're going to hit your head on the slant as you come down. Every time. We all took science in school, so we all know that heat rises. As heat rises, it gets trapped in that second floor, right, of your A-frame. And if you don't have an A-frame, it just gets trapped up top. Well, while you're sleeping below, if you have any heating going on, it's just gonna rise up. For me personally, in my tiny A-frame, the heat up top is just so unbearable that sometimes I have to crack open the window that I have in the front just to get some of that heat out. Then, boom. All the heat is absolutely gone because it's rushing out the top. There's a serious issue with heating and cooling these A-frames. Now let's say that you have a larger A-frame, an entire A-frame house. Well, guess what? Any bedrooms that you have on the first floor and bedrooms you have on the second floor, they're gonna be two completely different temperatures. So let's say that you have a guest bed upstairs and you're living down below. Well, if someone's in your guest room upstairs, they're gonna be absolutely baking while you're freezing downstairs. I mean, I'm really not being facetious about this. The temperature difference is startling. The larger the A-frame is, the more heat that gets trapped upstairs while downstairs is cool. So have fun playing the A-frame heating and cooling game while you try to figure out the perfect layout or the perfect way that the heat is gonna stay comfortable downstairs and not unbearable upstairs, or not unbearable upstairs but still hot and not freezing cold downstairs. Have fun. Let's talk about patios. And yes, I'm absolutely just screaming and ranting alone in my room as I yell at the camera because I know that you guys care about this stuff. Let's talk about patios. Patios are very straight, angular. If you put railings on the side of them, they go straight up. Well, if you do that, you have a rectangle in the front of your A-frame and a big triangle in the back. I don't know why it annoys me to no end, and I know it's inevitable with an A-frame structure, but just the fact that the railings go straight up while your A-frame is going in, there's no continuity, and it just pisses me off, to be honest. Don't forget about windows. Windows also are very square, 90-degree objects. Most times is it a square? Is it a rectangle? How large is the rectangle? That's basically the differences of what most windows look like. So again, for continuity purposes, most A-frames just look kind of stupid. They're these big triangles with a bunch of different squares all over the front or all over the back to try to get some light in there. Now I know what you're saying. Oh, well, you could just use triangle windows. On the A-frame that you built, Jamie, you have triangle windows. I don't think you guys understand how expensive anything is in the building world or community when you go away from the norm. If it's a 90-degree angle, you could go up into any shop basically and get anything you need as long as you're building a big old square. But if you're building an A-frame, or if you need to get a window that is a triangle, the cost is so much more, exponentially more. So if you want to get a triangle window, first off, they're not just going to have them laying around at the shop like every other type of window. Don't try to even think about finding these types of windows at a reuse center or anything like that. Hey, I'm a tree-hugging hippie. I'm all about reusing things and recycling and upcycling if you can. So you're not going to find one of these types of windows, these triangle windows, at one of those shops. So when you do special order your window, guess what? It's going to cost you a ton of money. I'm sorry, it just is. Side note, you're going out of the norm, you're not building a big square. Well, guess what? Your builder, it's not like he has a ton of experience with A-frames. He's not going to be able to step right in and say, oh man, another A-frame? Yeah, built one last week. No, he's going to be learning on the fly and figuring these things out. And yes, you could build it for yourself and you can figure things out on your own, which I actually recommend. But sorry, Seymour, you're not going to find a ton of conventional information out there. I mean, you can, and you'll have to look a lot harder than you would if you're just building a big square. So have fun on YouTube learning how to build an A-frame. Okay, fine. That one actually isn't that bad. YouTube is a great place to learn, which leads me to say, if you're finding value in this video, please do like the video, leave a comment, and consider subscribing. I give a ton of information just like this on a weekly basis. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Are you still going to build an A-frame after watching this? Are you one of the people that were thinking about building an A-frame and then came to your senses and didn't build one? Are you someone who's like, you know what, Jamie, A-frames aren't stupid. You're stupid. I'm still going to build one and it's going to look absolutely amazing. Sound off in the comments below. And if you disagree with me and you still consider building an A-frame, well then I recommend watching the video on the screen right now. Peace, and don't forget, keep it tiny.